Mr. James. The defense budget has been used by congressmen from both parties to promote things that have nothing to do with defense. What would you do about this, if anything?
I'm going to stand because I think I need some blood flow to my brain here. Sit down. This is making me too comfortable. I think that this is not just a problem with the defense spending, but it's all bills where Congress inserts legislation or pieces of legislation or amendments into bills that have nothing to do with the actual bill themselves. And it's part of their way to get their earmarks or their special funding passed through that wouldn't stand up to an individual vote. What I would do is I would pass or introduce legislation that would require one bill for one issue. So that way, that if they wanted their special project, their turtle crossing in Arizona to be funded for $17 million, that they would have to have a bill submitted for that turtle crossing, and that it would have to be voted on by the whole House. And that's my solution. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Kirkland.
I think this is an example of the direction that Congress has been drifting for years, and that is away from transparency and away from accountability. The things that I promised you, I pledged to you, is that I will be transparent, I will be accountable, and I will be available just like tonight. The federal government should do no less. This is not transparent to have things in a defense bill that are not defense in nature. It's not accountable. One of the things I would do to correct that is have every bill that Congress votes on be written in language that the people can understand before it's voted on. It's not that way now. It should be that way. Congressmen, congresswomen cannot even read the bills that they vote on. They have to rely on someone else to tell them. We should have an executive summary of a couple of pages, then the entire bill written in English so that we could read it if we want to. Beyond that, I make a pledge that when I go to Congress, I will urge that we cut spending across the board in every department, in every program, in every agency. Not just freeze spending, but cut spending by 10%. You know in your heart it can be found. There's waste, fraud, and abuse in every department of the federal government, including defense. Cut 10% of spending across the board. That will do more to bring our economy back into line. It will do more to reduce our national deficit, and will ultimately reduce our national debt. And our national debt and other entitlements are going to kill this country. In fact, I wonder if that's not what Mr. Obama has in mind, that he wants to spend us into oblivion and then create another country of his making. I'm opposed to that. I will fight Obama on every front that I can fight him if he sends me to Congress.
Okay, Dr. Flynn.
Would you repeat the question one more?
Sure. The defense budget has been used by congressmen from both parties to promote things that have nothing to do with defense. What would you do about this, if anything?
I've talked about this previously about earmarks. Earmarks need to be transparent. Defense spending needs to be in a defense bill. Other things should not be in that. That is one of the changes I would like to see made. Bills having to do with one subject alone. What happens is spending goes up and up and up, and people say, well, it's for defense. Well, it's not for defense. It's for something else that's hidden inside the bill that's too big. And just like we've been talking about, we need to have time. Congressmen need to have time to read a bill, to understand it, to digest it. We don't need to have a surrogate reader of a bill. We need to read the bill ourselves, know what we're voting on, know if it represents the people, know what it does to jobs, know what it does to taxes. And if you talk about taxes, that's the difference between liberals and conservatives. Conservatives know it's our money. It's our money. It's your money. Liberals think it's their money. They can spend it any way they want. We need to keep it our money. We need to keep a tight fist on that dollar. Make sure we get $1 worth of service or goods for every dollar spent, because it's your hard-earned tax dollars that are being spent. If they're supposed